Hey there! Welcome back to Module 6. Today we will be talking all about creating your own personal, healthy lifestyle roadmap. Think about it. You probably wouldn't attempt to drive somewhere you were unfamiliar with without some sort of map or guide to get you there. It's the same with goals. We need to know where we're going and how to get there. Well, this, my friend, is your guide to creating your own roadmap that will get you to the destination you seek. Before we move on, remember, some of the best things about a road trip is enjoying the journey along the way. So let's get right to it. Lesson 1 is all about outlining your vision or clarifying exactly what you want. Before you do anything else, you need a good idea of what you want to achieve or what that healthy lifestyle looks like for you. In order to do so, there are a few questions you need to ask yourself. So let's go on a little journey. If you are able, maybe write the answers to these questions on a piece of paper or in your notebook. It might take some time to brainstorm, but it's important for you to be clear with what you want. Here's a sample of questions you can ask yourself to outline your vision. You can ask yourself, what do I want food to be for me? Or, how do I want my body to feel after I eat? How will I listen to my body when it tells me I'm hungry or full? How can I best prepare for tempting or unplanned situations ahead of time? How can I make exercise more of a gift in my life? Other questions include, what do I want my lifestyle to look like? What do I want my pantry or my fridge to look like? What kinds of foods do I want in there? What do I need to buy more of at the grocery store, and what do I need to buy less of? And how will I find time to meal plan or grocery shop? There are obviously many more questions you can explore, but we've gone through a good general list of questions that help you identify what your healthy lifestyle looks like. In fact, if possible, I want you to try to imagine these scenarios as if they were already the way you live. What does it look like? What are the emotions that you experience? What are the actions you perform? Put yourself in the situation as if it's already happened. This can help inspire and motivate you to take those next steps. Of course, as always, we must come back to the pendulum. When answering these questions, it's important to remember balance. Don't go to the extremes because you will inevitably come crashing down. Make changes that work with your life right now and are realistic. Then continue to push yourself just a little harder each day, each week, and each month. Achieving your goals does not mean achieving perfection. It's about achieving balance. The key to success is balance. And I know you've heard me say that throughout this entire course, so I hope it's starting to sink in. So you may be asking, how do you create balance and still achieve your goals? Well, I'm glad you asked. The key is something called flexible structure. Flexible structure is about finding ways to settle into a healthy lifestyle by using structured guidelines that are lenient and not all or nothing. I like to look at it as, instead of setting rules for yourself, you're setting some guidelines to follow. For example, brushing your teeth is probably just something that you do. It's not really a rule, but a general guideline if you like to have good oral health. If you skip one brushing, your teeth probably wouldn't rot, but you'd likely not enjoy the taste in your mouth. That's how flexible structure works. You use guidelines to help you follow your goals, and even though you might mess up from time to time, generally, and might I say most of the time, you follow the guidelines to get you there. Let's take a look at a few examples of flexible structure. The first one is to have a list of daily non-negotiables. This means create a list of daily tasks and behaviors that are non-negotiable. Here's our example of teeth brushing again. Just as you brush your teeth daily, make a list of self-care items that you do each day. Examples may include going on a walk daily, or drinking a certain amount of water each day, or eating a serving of vegetables with every dinner. You get to choose what you want your non-negotiables to be. This means you do them no matter how stressful your day was, how much time you have, or how much motivation you have. My recommendation is to stick with no more than 3 non-negotiable items. The next guideline is to try to track your hunger and fullness cues. Instead of tracking every little calorie or becoming a food Nazi, trust in the process of letting your body tell you when you are hungry or full. Over time, you'll be able to trust yourself more and learn to listen to your body's needs. This is a great example of sticking to your goal without having that all or nothing type of thinking. Here's a great idea. Create a flexible weekly meal plan. Remember when you tried to meal plan perfectly and it all ended up getting thrown out the window? Instead, create a simple dinner plan for each evening and then a few breakfasts and lunches for the week. Being prepared will help you stick to your intuitive eating, as you won't find yourself starving for food you don't have or hitting up the junk drawer because there's nothing else to eat in the house. The key is to be flexible with yourself. If one night doesn't go as planned, that's okay. You have other options to keep yourself on track. Next up is to focus on what you're eating more of rather than restricting. Instead of focusing on can't, focus on can. What can you have more of that adds to your healthy lifestyle? Diets are filled with can'ts and can feel discouraging. Focus on the positive improvements that you can make. You might be surprised what a difference it makes in your eating habits and your overall relationship with food. Another great idea is to have structured meal times. Check in on your hunger every 3 to 4 hours. Try to fall into a flexible rhythm to normalize hunger and fullness signals instead of following chaotic eating patterns. Normalized eating patterns lead to normal blood sugars, more satisfaction, less cravings, and more confidence and self-trust in your food choices. Try not to let yourself go without food for too long, as we tend to make poor choices when we're starving. And lastly, create a balanced meal. Aim for a good balance of proteins, carbohydrates, fats, fruits, and vegetables at every meal. This will ensure you get the nutrients you need, keeping you happy, healthy, and energized each day. So here's your action item for today. Spend a few minutes writing down your goals and the answers to the questions we asked about what you want your healthy lifestyle roadmap to look like. Then, to create that map, write down a few structured guidelines you will follow to help you get to those goals. Create the flexible structure you want for your life, and I'll see you in the next lesson.